Welcome to the Real Conversations podcast, the podcast dedicated to real stories from successful real estate professionals, with your host, Dan Edwards.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Real Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Dan Edwards, team leader of Keller Williams here in Bothell, and I am with Jaime Holt, broker with Keller Williams Bothell, and we're going to learn her story. We're going to learn all about Jaime. This is not practice, it's rehearsed. That's why it's called Real Conversations and not fake conversations. Matter of fact, she doesn't even know the questions I'm going to ask her.
He wouldn't even tell me.
No.
So this is all very much on the fly.
That's exactly right. So here we go. First off, what's your name? Just kidding. She knows the answer to that one. Tell me what got you into the greatest industry in the world
on earth.
Yeah.
I've always had an interest in real estate. A little bit about me, though, is my previous career was in academia as an anthropologist.
Ooh, excellent. So digging up bones?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I was an archaeologist, and that's what I went to school for.
That's crazy. So where did you dig up bones?
I dug up bones in Belize.
Oh, no.
And parts
That's
of
terrible.
Mexico.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It was awful.
Why did you give that up for real estate? That's awesome.
I love the field. I love being out there. I love the people. I love just being in that environment. It's very fun. It's very exciting. Being a professor of anthropology, there are not too many jobs out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're kind of limited. You basically have to stay in.
Yes. So you have to be willing to go where the jobs are, whether it is Singapore, Australia, Kentucky, wherever that might be. And then for me, I was like, okay, well, my family's here. Family's in Canada, in Vancouver. So I wanted to stay close in the area. And I was like, okay, well, what can I do where I can bring all the things I love about being a professor and a researcher and bring that to a different field? And real estate's interesting, how would this work? So the answer I get all the time is, and the question is like, how do you go from like being a professor to a real estate agent?
Okay, so what's the answer?
What's the answer? The answer is like taking the things that you love and just bringing that to the field. So as a professor, the things that I love was, guiding my students, helping them reach their goals, being the person to, support them, watch them achieve things. And in real estate, it's very similar because you have your clients. You're helping them achieve a goal. You're doing the research. You're gathering all the information. It's educating. And so for me, like a lot of that translated really, really well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So the teaching and education obviously is a part of it. And also you're doing some archaeological digs. I mean, you're digging deep, especially when it gets into some of the older properties here.
Yeah, there's definitely some historic homes, built in the early 1900s. And, I'm looking around. I get to see the plans for them too sometimes. So
that's really good. Okay. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver, Canada. Hey, I grew up in Vancouver, USA.
Okay, Vancouver, Vancouver.
Yeah, I always had to say like, no, especially when I moved to Seattle, because I had no idea there was another Vancouver.
Oh, me as well.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, Vancouver, there's another one?
There's another one? Yeah, it's such a great explorer. They named two cities after him.
I suppose,
yeah. Okay, so you grew up in Vancouver.
Grew up in Vancouver.
And that love of archaeology, how did it start?
Traveling. I think I was 16. I had never really left Vancouver. I went on a trip with my family to Hawaii, and there was beautiful beaches and sand and just incredible. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Where else can I go? So then at 17, I took a trip for a month with a couple friends through Mexico. Maybe I would not recommend what we did then. We basically, I had $300 for a month. We just rode the buses. We stayed on
all over Mexico.
Yeah, we stayed in little places, ate mangoes, slept on the beach.
That sounds fantastic.
It was fantastic, and I remember showing up at Teotihuacan, which is outside Mexico City. Have you seen it? Like the big pyramids and...
No, I've been to Chichen Itza.
Oh, that's also incredible.
So is it similar to that?
Similar, but like larger scale.
Oh,
this is like a huge ceremonial center. And I remember walking along this avenue and there's the big pyramids. I'm like, this is incredible. And just the feeling of being there and like, I want to learn more about this. And if there's a job I can do where I can travel the world, learn about different cultures, eat different food, meet different people, and just keep learning and exploring. Get paid for it. Sign me up.
Wow. So how long did you do that for?
Let's see. So I went to graduate school for anthropology and archaeology. So I spent 7 years in school, and then throughout all those
7 years to get your PhD, right?
7 years with a PhD, 4 years before that. So
oh my gosh.
11 years of school.
Wow, that's a lot of school.
It's a lot of school.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's how you get your PhD.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to spend a lot of time researching and digging.
It's a lot of time, and you learn a lot. Yeah.
That's great. I had a friend who did that too, but he was mostly in Texas and New Mexico. Yeah. Okay, so your journey goes, all right, I now want to put down roots. Is that really what it was? You wanted to be near family?
I want to be near family, and it's like, okay, if I want to pursue the academic tenure track job, because I've been teaching in other colleges, I was like, okay, well, if I want to do this, it's a pretty big sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to go this track and commit to it and see what happens. And I didn't know if I was really ready to move my family and do that. And
so then you decided. So how did you get started in real estate then?
Yeah. So I had a long time interest because my family owned some property up in Canada. And they owned a little, little multifamily right on the UBC campus.
Okay.
And so I was familiar with that. And little background, my family came over from China.
Okay.
And that's how they were able to sort of get a foothold in Canada.
Was owning property?
Owning property.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they opened up a little grocery store, worked really hard, were able to buy some more properties. You know, my mom and her siblings were able to go to university. So huge door opener, owning real estate.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Every story that I've had where I hear, you know, somebody coming into real estate, it usually had to do with some family ties of some sort.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you started in real estate in what year?
Oh gosh, I think it was 2020.
2020, like
2020.
COVID?
Just before that, I think I just got my license.
So you were doing that before COVID, because I have a lot of what I call COVID babies, you know, people that were like, oh, I'm staying home at work, so why don't I get into real estate? But you were on your way before that.
Yes, that was always the plan. It was always in the back of my mind. Maybe I could, you know, work part-time as a professor, which was what I was doing, and also do real estate. And then I was like, 2020, I'm just going to do it. Get my license. Let's jump in. I think for a lot of people, it is scary, you know, going into a new field.
Was it scary for you?
A little bit.
Why?
A little bit. Just because it's like no safety net, right? It's like, okay, I don't have a partner. I don't have family here. It's me, and it's all riding on me. So I have to make this work.
So how did you do that? How did you make it work?
You work really hard.
How'd you make it work?
You
work
just
hard.
don't give up. I think that's the main thing. It's like through everything I've done in my life, like the difficult things, it's like you just keep going. Even when it feels like maybe I'm not progressing that much, it's like, okay, I've come farther than I was before. I just keep going. Was
there a part in that where it became easier?
Yeah, I mean, to some degree. As you know, in our field, a lot of it is like, you know, finding clients and connections, and it's always building. You know, till one day, you know, we'll get to that point where everybody just comes to us.
Do you think it ever stops building?
I don't know, you know, because like with real estate, there's so many things you can do, right? And so there's always the potential to grow, which was the thing I really loved about real estate. It's like so many things you can learn. You know, there's the residential side. If I wanted to, maybe I'll explore the commercial side, and, you know, investments. Like I know you've done some investments.
What would you say is, I mean, I kind of know the answer to this because you described why you got into it, but what is your superpower in real estate? I think a lot of it is, I don't know. I have a couple. One of it is tenacity, for sure. Keep going.
Keep going. And really for me, like it's about the people. Like my background studying humans and humanity, and like I love human beings. I want to learn about them. I want to know about them, you know, and it's important to like think about how we communicate and what people want and what their goals are. And for me, my passion that sustains me in this industry is like, I truly want to help people reach these goals. You know, like, how can I help you? How can I be an advocate for you?
So I wonder if there's parallels. If you look at all of your experience in archaeology, I mean, mostly what you're looking at is where communities come together like you studied communities
True.
and homes, right?
Mhm.
Which is
Very
like,
true. Households.
right?
Yeah.
So how does that experience in your past help you, inspire you, or push you to help your clients
Yeah.
when it comes around home and housing?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And it's about thinking, what does home mean for people?
Mhm.
Right. And back then, it meant so many things: a shelter, sanctuary, community, where bonds are built, where everything's established.
Mhm.
It's the same today. Like, we see that continuity.
Mhm.
We see people gathering, sharing, growing. And it's so important because it's not just shelter.
Mhm.
It truly is sanctuary for a lot of people.
Right. Where
And
you lay your head at
yeah,
night after a
yeah,
long day, stressful day, all those things.
yeah,
It becomes, like you said, a protection from the elements, but also from the world, the kind of beating that we take in the world and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And it's something that where you can feel a sense of freedom and growth.
Mm.
Like when you own your first home, it's like the sigh of relief. Like,
Mhm.
wow, I've made it to this point,
Mhm.
and this is mine. When you're renting, it's like, okay, well, should I put all these pictures up, or am I going to leave these holes? Am I going to get my deposit back if I do these things? Can I paint the walls?
And it may be where you lay your head, but it's not your home when you're
Yeah,
renting,
in
right?
many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from a home ownership standpoint, what is a story where you helped somebody and it really changed their life?
Oh
And again, I
gosh.
didn't prepare her for this, so I'll give her time to
Yeah,
think.
I'll have to think about that. Um, I guess a couple.
Okay.
I actually had a friend when I was starting out in real estate, and she put her faith in me,
Mhm.
which was wonderful.
Mhm.
And she was one of my early clients, and she was someone who was like, "Well, I don't think I'll ever be able to afford a home." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's see how this process would look. Let's talk to a lender. Let's go through it. Let's just see what's possible."
Mhm.
She was like, "Okay, let's just look into it." And we looked into it more and more. And I was like, "Your timeline, no pressure." And once we got through the numbers, she's like, I can afford a home." And I was like, "Yeah, it's just, let's do this." Like, she's like, "I didn't think I ever could, but what was holding me back was just this fear in my mind
Fear of the unknown.
of the unknown.
Yeah.
Like, it's just this huge thing, like owning a home.
Mm.
Oh, it's for rich people. It's for this.
Mm.
It's for that.
Mm.
And talking about things like down payment programs
Mhm.
and all these options that are out there that a lot of people don't know about.
Right.
And she was like, "I didn't think I would ever be able to have a house."
Mhm.
And so we ended up getting her an amazing place.
It's actually astonishing as you're telling me that. I'm thinking back to when I bought my first home,
Yeah,
and it's shell shock.
it is.
You don't realize, like, I don't know if I can do that, and that was 20 some years ago. But that feeling of, wait, I can do this.
Yeah,
What a tremendous empowering feeling that you can give your friend,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
That's
I feel like
awesome.
it is really empowering for people.
Yeah.
And there's just so many ways where you can like achieve this.
Mhm.
The idea of achieving something that you didn't think was possible.
Mhm.
And for me, I'm like, this is the passion behind it. How can I help someone,
Mhm.
achieve this thing they didn't think was possible?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Can you think of any extra difficult stories where you
Extra
helped a
difficult
client
stories.
in a way?
Um,
I mean, every transaction is so different, right?
they are
We run
very
into all kinds,
different. They
but
are
is there
very
anything that
different.
like stands out?
My most difficult transaction or
Mhm.
difficult?
Sure.
Um, I guess this would be more on the listing side.
Okay.
With my older clients that are downsizing.
Mhm.
And I feel very protective,
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
older clients. I want to make sure nobody takes advantage
I
of
love
them.
that.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, in this industry,
Mhm.
there can be people with not the best intentions
That are just looking for commission.
looking
Yeah.
for commissions, or there's a lot of off-market things that happen.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to make sure that my client was like protected, that she had
Mhm.
someone to fight for her,
Mhm.
because she had people relentlessly calling her, "Hey,
Want to sell your place?
yeah, we'll sell it off market. We could do this. We can do that. We'll get you this." Just a lot of, I would say, almost harassment to the point, and she was like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know who to trust. And then, I came along and said, "Yeah, I'm happy to help you. we'll sort through all this together. She was going through some medical issues at the time, so we were very careful to make it a low stress situation for her. And we had gone under contract, and it was actually an assignment. So it was a company, an investment company.
Oh, and so assignment, for those listening, it basically means that this buyer can then assign it to someone else.
Yes, and I'm usually extremely tentative of these situations.
Yeah.
But I talk to the broker. He's a licensed real estate broker. He's like, oh, no, very like, oh, we have everything set up. And of course, it really wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah. And she had moved her stuff into storage, and she was expecting the earnest money, and just crickets. And I thought, okay, well, what's going on? Tried to reach out to him, his partner. They weren't calling me back. I called them multiple times, trying to get a hold of them. I said, look, this lady, she's put her life on pause. She made these plans. She has health issues, and now you're going to ghost her.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was the outcome?
The outcome, I think they called me back once or twice. I'm like, oh, no, our buyer it just didn't work out. I said, well, you're not going to be accountable. Like, what is your integrity worth? And I just didn't really have an answer. And I said, well, can you help her in any way then? Like, and the best they could do is they gave her $1,000. They did transfer that, and less than what the earnest amount was
going to be.
But I said, you know what? Let's take this. Let's put this toward that, and let's move on. And we went under contract with a different buyer.
Not an assignment.
They were wonderful.
Great.
But the idea was, during that whole time too, she had people still calling her, just showing up at her door, because this company had told other investors. They had just started knocking at her door, showing up. So
being able to be there by her side while this is going on, people are essentially trying to take advantage of her.
Yes. Yeah. Lowball offers, telling her, oh, you'll never get anything more than this.
Yeah.
I got her over 120 grand more than that.
Than what that, what they were trying to get to. Yeah.
There's a lot of that. And so again, that very protective nature. And I was just so touched. Her daughter reached out. She was like, thank you so much for helping my mom in this situation.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so if you were to sum up like what your goals are in the future, and how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in working with you?
My goals in the future, obviously, to help more people, grow my business. I've been learning about the investment side, so maybe step into that more. I have a condo up in Canada, but looking for some investments here in the United States too. And
awesome.
Yeah.
So how do people get a hold of you?
They get a hold of me. Okay. So 425-780-7469. You can also reach me at jamieholt.realestate on Instagram.
Perfect.
And Jaime Holt at KW.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Jaime, thank you for coming on. I did not know that you were a professor of archaeology.
Anthropology, yeah.
Anthropology. It's different.
Well, yeah, anthropology is umbrella.
The big deal.
Yes,
it's
and then archaeology is underneath.
Yeah, I'm like trying to say she's less than that. No, she's like Professor Jaime Holt here.
Dr. J.
Dr. J.
Dr. J.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.